Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to what is already a disaster. It's the Friday Night Disaster Stream. It's your buddy Amigo Aaron. So I was saying earlier, there's been a lot of talk this week about the Atari 2600, the Atari VCS. And, you know, it's funny, after all these years, now there are people killing themselves to review this 2600. They slapped a HDMI port on the back and released this thing to the world. You know, of course, the Atari 2600 also plays 7800 games. Here's my tried and true Atari 7800 here with the Harmony card in it. And I thought to myself, what a perfect opportunity to play some Atari 2600 games and get some of that action going on the disaster stream. Now, my original plan was to use the old-fashioned Atari 7800 here that I've got modded for composite out, but it looked like crap. It really did, even with the composite out. So we're going back to the Mister brother, but we are going old school with this. I broke this bad boy out. Bam! Anybody recognize that thing? That's my John Bodekar patented Atari-style joystick here. I'm going to break into this thing and use this to play all the Atari games tonight. Should be a lot of fun using the Mister, and we're going to get our Atari on tonight. You know, Boat had a real cunning plan earlier, and the plan was, he said, Aaron, he goes, you should play games by the year they were released. And I said, well, Boat, that's a hell of an idea, brother. And so we're going to try a little bit of that. Now, we won't be able to go into the exact list that Boat sent me because I noticed a lot of these are paddle games, and I don't have the paddles hooked up. But we're going to skip around a little bit and try to go year by year, and at least play something from every year. The 2600 was in production for a long time. A lot of people don't realize that it ran from 77 to 92, and really beyond that to a certain degree. And so I thought, okay, let's try some stuff from the early days. And so the first game we're going to start off with is a game that's simply called, it's Surround, everybody, Surround. You got to get your Surround on. So you may have gleaned what Surround is, but Surround is is your classic snafu or light cycles or whatever you want to call it. It's the that shtick. And I was surprised to learn that this, in fact, does have one or two player action. A lot of the early games doesn't support one player, but this, in fact, does support two players. So we're going to get this thing fixed up here. I've got the Boat joystick rigged up here, and we'll give this a whirl. Now, if you've never used an Atari 2600, it's got a set of switches at the top that determine things like the screen color, the game selection, reset, which usually starts the game. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to hit what would be the reset button, and yeah, thank you, Bode. And so here we go. Now, hold on, here we go. Now I am the pink square. Pretty easy. Now this is probably because it's on one player. So you can see that. So we're going to hit the select game button here. I'm going to get back. I think I was playing on 3. One thing, a lot of people, it's funny when you get down, here we go. When you get into the nitty gritty of the VCS, I don't think a lot of people got the VCS. The VCS, the games were simple, but what they lacked in complexity, they made up for in variety. And a lot of times you had to, the manuals for these things were vital because you had to go through and pick out the games you wanted to play. And they were different games. I don't think there's a whole lot of difference in these. But it's probably like in terms of the difficulty of the computer, for example. So let's see if we can get something going here. It's funny, Petzl just mentioned that he used to play this at Kmart. And it's funny you should mention that because our Kmarts here had the big kiosk in them. And the kiosk would have a whole bunch of games you could play for like 5 minutes. Well, you don't like that beep, folks? The beep's too loud for you? Or is it too monotone? I turned it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to adjust the game selection here. And we're going to see if we can find a more challenging version here. And see, the thing is, they've got these mixed in, so you don't always know. There we go. Let's see what this guy can do. Now, see, this one's speeding up a bit. Now it's a race. This is what I'm talking about right here. Oh! I looked away for a second here. Let's try this again. Oh, he's good. He's very good. I'm going to beat this guy. You know, I was going to dig him out. I should have. I've actually got, here we go. I've got several Atari VCS consoles. I've got a light sixer. I've got a 4-switch. I've got a couple of the Sears brand telegames. And, of course, I've got a 7800 as well. I don't have a Junior. I didn't see any reason to get one, if I'm honest. And so, I'm not super fired up. Good night, Mitts. I'm not super fired up about the new Atari. I think it's good for a lot of people that haven't got to experience what Atari is. Oh, I went right through them there. You can go through the front of them. Because Atari, the VCS gets made fun of a lot by pundits and commentators, and it angers me because they don't get it. A lot of people don't get it. And what is it? Well, what it is like, this thing wasn't just a dumb thing that we played when there was nothing else to play, but now it's garbage. You know, it's actually, there's a lot of good games on the VCS. They're not pretty, generally, although there are some nice-looking ones. But these games were fun. They weren't just games that we weren't just killing times. It wasn't a pet rock. I mean, these things there were some good quality games. Oh, look at that. I went back on myself. Of course, you've got a more sophisticated crowd now playing games. I mean, I will admit that. And you're thinking to yourself, could I sit around playing Snafu for more than 2 minutes before I got bored and left? Well, yes, you could back in the day, because before you had Snafu, you had Jack Squat. And this game was fun. And the thing is, it still holds up. Like, it's fun to go out to the computer on this. I mean, it's not beautiful, but it's functional, which is pretty much the anthem of the Atari 2600. And there were a lot of good machines in there. What made the Atari 2600 fun was that people were doing things that you could, you would never think you could do. Hey, Dave Z, what's going on, man? So that right there is a little thing we call surround. I enjoyed that. I don't actually remember playing that one back in the day, but I enjoyed that one. So I've got a list here that Bo made me up here, and I was wondering what I could play off this. And I see one here we're going to try. We're talking about games from 1977 here, and this is one that it's funny. All my friends had Ataris, or nothing. Okay, or some of them may have had Pongs if their family didn't get Atari, or they didn't have the money or whatever, which happened. But most of my friends that had Ataris had a lot of the same games. You know, and it's funny, there are certain games that like everyone had, and this is one that I swear to you, like, it seems like Combat's another one, but this is another one that it seems like everyone had it. And this one is called Air Sea Battle. Air Sea Battle. There's several different games variations on here, and we're gonna look at we'll look at a couple here. So, Air Sea Battle. I think it had like as I recall, I've got the box pulling up here because I knew I was going to reference some of these. This had 27 different game varieties in it. There were 6 basic types of games. And so the first 6 are anti-aircraft games where you use your gun to shoot down the planes. Now, you can play 1 or 2 people, just one guy. There's either 1 gun or 2 guns. So we'll try this. So we'll just hit the button here. Now, you'll see I control the blue gun. And so I'm just trying to shoot, and you get points. And so one of the varieties the game had were how many points you would get. My God. There we go. And you can see your gun has a limited range. And what you're basically doing is trying to outgun your buddy here. Now we've got a different set of choppers here. You know, it's funny. When the Atari's funny. I was just looking at what Buck wrote there. When you look at there was a point where people that owned Ataris, Atari 2600, they fell behind because, and I'll tell you, well, I don't know what happened there. What it was it was like when the ColecoVision or the Intellivision came out. You fell behind when you had an Atari because you could not match, particularly the ColecoVision. You couldn't match that one, and then another thing when home computers came out, so the people sort of when they saw what these other things were doing, it made the Atari look so ancient. But by the time it did, the Atari had been out for since '77, so it's understandable. And I don't know if and Atari as a company did not guide their legacy very well either, and which is a shame because that didn't do them any favors. They held on to these old games, this software for too long. I am sucking at this. I'll get one of these guys. We'll switch games here in a second. I was trying to get to the 10. This is harder than it looks. I'll get him. Oh, I'm running out of time. There it is. So I mentioned there were 6 varieties of this, which is called the anti-aircraft gates. We're gonna go past these two, and you can see the different stuff here. Now we're gonna go here. This is your torpedo games, okay? So torpedo games. So we're shooting torpedoes. So you can see the differences here. You can't turn your turret, but you can move your turret. If you didn't know any better, you would look at this and be like, "Oh, look at this. This is so." But I mean, this is a whole separate game. It's got a different feel. And if you didn't know to look through the different game variations, you'd never know this was here. I often use Asteroids and Space Invaders as the prime example of game variations. There were so many versions of Space Invaders and Asteroids, and they were fun. And some of them have never been replicated, Don't go sailing near me. I've seen a lot of people in the chat there talking about the new VCS. The Atari 2600 Plus that just came out. Show of hands, if you guys don't mind, Ricky and Buck and Boat and Rob, everybody. How many of you guys are either going to buy one of those soon or are seriously considering picking one up, the 2600 Plus? I'd be interested to know. And for that matter, while you're at it, how many of you guys currently have a 2600 at your house that's currently hooked up or have played one in the last month, let's say? Be interested to see that. The 2600 is one of those machines I come back to occasionally. That's all I can really say about it. So Buck is going to wait till clearance. Man, when Rob Flacco Harry doesn't buy one, it's all went down. I was sure, Rob, that you would buy one because when you bought that Commodore 64, the My 64, that's the one I thought, man, if he'll buy that, he'll buy anything because I know you had 1,000 C64s at your house. So that does surprise me to a certain degree. So the next batch of games on this cartridge are going to be what are called the shooting gallery games. So let's roll up to 13. Let's go to 15 here. Here we go. I remember this one distinctly. So this is a shooting gallery. I've got it on rapid fire, and I think I put okay. Yeah. So You can see I'm the little brown guy there. So this is basically player 2. So this is kind of neat because you have the ability to move around and shoot. Shooting games are all the rage, but I've actually been to a real shooting gallery back when I was a kid. It was great. I love that. The light gun version, the BB gun version. I believe you, Buck. I do believe that you, yes, in fact, played last week. Given the amount of pet footage you shoot in a week, I'm not surprised that you play this. This is more fun with the other guy shooting, I will say that. It's sad, he's doing better than me and not moving. Come on. Ah! Ah! And, oh no! I'm not gonna lie, and this is I do enjoy these games too much. It's funny, I rarely get nostalgic, despite the fact that we play so much old stuff. It really doesn't happen that much. Every once in a while, I get a little bit of the old nostalgia, but this does take me back because I just think of the countless hours we would spend playing this stuff. When we were kids, me and Brent had the Odyssey too. Up there it goes. And so when we were kids, my neighbor had an Atari. And so whenever I got to play the Atari, it was a real treat. It's not something that happened every day, and that made it kind of fun. So the last couple sets of games on here, you've got your bomber games. Let's try, just real quick, we'll try while we're here. When are you going to see these again? No one ever plays this stuff. So we're going to go here. So these are games where you're bombing. And so I'm the brown bomber. That's the C-64's nickname, by the way. And I'm trying to bomb these ships. And you got to admit, for those of you that have not seen this game before, these are radically different games. Like, radically different. It's like having a bunch of different games. So that's why this game was so popular, because you felt like you were getting, 5 or 6 games. Like, Combat sort of felt like that, too, but not as much. But Combat had a couple different kind of games. It had jets and tanks and biplanes and stuff. But these games are radically different, and that was fun. You got a lot of replay value here. Let's try the last one here, which is Polaris versus Bomber. In this one player controls the ship, and the other controls the bomber. So that sounds like fun. Let's try that one. I don't know if I've ever tried that one yet. So let's see if we can get one here where the computer plays. Let me see here. So in this one, I am the ship. So let's see. I want to play the computer. Let's see if we can get him to get on one. Here we go. So we've got to shoot him out of the sky. So I can go faster, but I can't go slower. It's trickier than you would think. Oh, you can slow down. That's my bad. There it is. Ha ha ha. And this would be endless. Just boys. I guess nothing's changed that much, except you would very rarely play these games alone. That's one difference. Like, my son doesn't play hardly anything with people, except when he comes in here and plays with me. He's got a buddy at school he plays with. But, I think a lot more people play by themselves. I could be wrong. Someone in chat correct me. But it seems like the kids are mostly playing by themselves, unless they're playing, online stuff. But there's the couch co-op is sort of it's not something that kind of stayed around. I guess there are still some things, there are still some games that have it, but I always liked that. But you always played Atari with your buddies. That's one thing you always did. So that right there was your old-fashioned, good time loving air sea battle. A lot of fun. I didn't think I'd spend that much time playing that, but something tells me I'm not going to get through that many games tonight, frankly. But that's okay. So I'm looking on Boat's list here that he made me, and another game on the list here. Of course, I'm looking here. This is stuff that he's got that came out in '77. You had Combat, Air Sea Battle, and you had a game on here. We're going to try this one now, and it was called Indy 500. This is another one I used to see people have. I'm not sure how much I played this one back in the day, but we'll give it a shot. So this is Indy 500 here. Now, Indy 500 also has a bunch of different games on it. That's stunning, right? Let me see how many we've got to choose from here. This one according to the wiki here, this has 14 games on it. 1 or 2 player games. And you've got standard racing, crash and score, and tag. That's kind of neat. So let's see if we can find one of these that's 2 players. I mean, 1 player. I think it defaults to 2. So let's go to that. Let's see if that... Oh, here, you're just playing by yourself here. Oh, this may be a paddle. I'm not wondering... Oh, okay. No, maybe not. I've got to get to figure out how to do the directions. This might be a paddle that's just sort of working on my setup here. Let me see if it says this. Yeah, this is a paddle game. But this will give you a little bit of the flavor of it. We used to have a game very similar to this on the Odyssey that you played with the joystick, and it's just you simply go around the track. I like the ideas here. You could also have a crash setting and a tag setting. And tag is where you tag the blinking car. Kind of neat, man. I wish I had paddles hooked up, but I don't. But that's kind of cool. That's a little touch of that one. Again, that one's called Indy 500. Now we're gonna move into, because if we don't, we'll never get there. We're gonna move right into this 1978 era. So 78, games got a little more advanced. Than the 70, as you would imagine. And so just to read off some of the games you can play on here, everything from Hangman and bowling, or excuse me, slot racers, home run. So you had some pretty good stuff on here. Let's have a look at, let's see if we can play this single player. Again, some of this stuff doesn't have single player, and some of it does. You can. So we're going to try out, I'm going to load up basketball. This basketball game is actually sort of immortalized. If you're a fan of Airplane, this was what the boys were playing when they were supposed to be landing the plane. And the sound effects for this has been used in, gosh, a million things. So this is basketball. I think I've got to start. I think it defaults to 2 player, but let's find out. Yeah, yeah, here we go. So, let me see if I can default it to the other player. Here we go. So, believe it or not, I can't tell you how many days I spent playing this game. The gimmick on this is the longer you hold the button, the further it shoots. Up. I took too long. I mean, and the thing is, you can do some real funny stuff like this. Like, that's sort of like a slam dunk. I mean, we had time to kill. In fact, I just think, again, my neighbor had the Atari, and he also had basketball hoops. And so I remember going and playing basketball and then playing this. I mean, a lot. He had a hoop right outside the door, the sliding glass door that we played this game. But we still came in and played it because it was basketball. It didn't make any sense. Oh, yeah. It's coming back. Oh, no. I was every bit as effective at real basketball as I am this. Shoot, I always do that. There it is. By the way, this is another game that unless you go and look at the different variations, you would never know that you could play the computer. I mean, a lot of people just try these out and just don't. I hate it when people do that. They don't get in there and explore what the game can do. And the computer's a pretty good hand at the old basketball. Get in there. Yeah. Oh, wait, that didn't count? Oh. From downtown. There it is. Really, Bo? That's interesting. You'd think the 8-bits would do a better job, frankly. The 8-bits are the same way. They had game variations as well. Look at that. Oh! This game needs 3-pointers. I might be able to win this game. Ah, no. No, no. I love that. No. If you time it, you can steal it. Passes to myself. Over, shoots over. There it is. Controls in this feel good. Again, this is the Mister. There it is. I can take the lead right here. Oh, no! Oh, no, I forgot the ball. Oh, no, I blew it. Oh! 42 seconds. Not this time, punk. Yes. Oh, no! No! I've got to knock him out. Oh. Oh, no. Son of a gun. I was so close. He's stalling. Oh. There it is. Dadgummit. Yeah, someone needs to play the music. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed that. That's your old school basketball. Basketball only has 2 games on it, 1 or 2 players. Now, something else we haven't mentioned is the difficulty switch. If you move the difficulty switch on some of these games, it makes the computer act quicker. And this is one of those games. So for future reference, you can do that. And a lot of the games will give you that ability. So let's move along here. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Let's see what else we got that came out in 78. I want to try. Let's see if we can play 2 players at Outlaw. I believe you can. Let me look here. You can. So we're going to try Outlaw. Will be next. Since we sort of kind of played this last week on the Cowboy episode, that'll be a lot of fun. It says here that this game is credited to David Crane, which I did not know that. So that's kind of cool. David Crane, of course, mostly famous for Pitfall and Ghostbusters, I'd guess. But he did David Crane's Tennis and a whole slew of other games. But those are the ones that pop in my. I think he was he the guy that did The Boy and His Blob? Was that David Crane as well? I'm not 100% sure. Someone could check my math on that. So let's have a look at Outlaw. Outlaw, based on the arcade game, I guess. I know it's pictured in the on the wiki here. Let's see if we can get this in. It's funny. This says this had a Atari 8-bit release. I had no idea on that one. So we're gonna try to switch this to 2 players. Let's see, or 1 player. Let's see if he shoots here. Okay, so we need to put it on. Let's try to find one where the computer plays. Okay, no. I know they... I know there is one. That's cool. I like that. It's listed as 2-player, so sometimes you have to go way up in there to get the second player to work, so we'll see. I'm sure if I keep going until the barrier's gone. Oh, look at this. Oh, here we go. Okay. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure I've ever seen this particular gimmick here with the target. Seems like you could cheese this. There were fat cowboys, to be fair. This seems pretty simple. Let's try the next variation. I want to see if I can find another cowboy. That's what I want. That may be the only aspect of it that's 2 players, the party the target. That's kind of a bummer. Because I didn't think the targeting was all that good. This is a fun game. I will say, if you look at the various... Oh, I bet that's it right there. Let's see if the one... I bet the one with both health bars. Let's see if that's what that does. Oh, that's ammo. Okay. You get a lot of options, though. This is no ammo. Or unlimited, I guess. Kind of neat. It's sad. It's that aspect of the target being the only 2-player I could find. That's kind of a bummer. This is a classic game. This is another one I used to play a ton. You know, because it was fun. You get in there with your buddy, play a little bit. So that was Outlaw. Try that one when you've got another pod that to go after. We'll try one more from 78 here. Gosh. I'm looking over what we've got here. Let's try Space War. Space War. A name like that, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember this off the top of my head, but good name. Let's have a go at it here. Load her up. A lot of stuff on the Atari had space in it. Oh, this looks interesting. All right, Space War. Space War had 17 variations. It says here 14 through 17 are for 1 player. So let's get up to those. Okay. You've got Atari, what I would call asteroid controls. I don't know if I'm supposed to hit that thing. I think I'm supposed to actually touch that. That's the... Which is not easy as you think. Because there's no shooting in this. Well, I went right through it. That's strange. Let's try the next variation here. There's a planet. I don't know why I'm not shooting. Look to see what you're actually supposed to do in this weird game. Anybody remember this one off the top of your head? I mean, it definitely has the ship from asteroids in it. There's no doubt about that. Very odd. It's funny, when you only got one button, it's not supposed to... Well, oh, I see. Is that seriously, Boat? I wouldn't be surprised by that. Let's see if the other player actually does control it. No. I just can't figure out why you can't shoot the dot. These are the 1-player games. Let's go back to the... So this is the multiplayer where you actually would fight somebody. See, this looks great. This is the one I want to play. I just want to fight the computer. But according to this, the 14 through 17 are the one player variety. So this is one you're going to want to play with a buddy to get the most out of it. Moving on. I can't all be winners, folks. Although I hate to downplay that one because it actually might be cool, but it is what it is. So let's move into 79. Now, 79, you're pretty much at the heyday of this thing. Gosh, there's so many things here we could try. Let's try I want to go in, since I've mentioned, I'm going to go in and play a little bit of the old Space Invaders. I know everybody's like, oh, Space Invaders so boring. But the Space Invaders had so many variations that it's worth a look. We're not going to try them all. We'd be here all night doing that. But we could try a few of the variations to give it a whirl. Superman was also 79, I think. We'll give that one a whirl, too. I remember playing that one back in the day. So Space Invaders had just a slew of options here. Let me see if I can find some of the listings for them. I mean, gosh, it had so many. So let's just go through, and you can see them as you go through them. That's moving barriers, and your ship's huge. That's curved shots. You know, and you can see these are all variations on a different theme. You know, look at all this. Invisible invaders. You know, look at it. It's crazy. And then I think these are the two-player varieties. So we'll get back to the one-player stuff here. Look at that. We're up to 45 different games, all in one cart. This had a ton of variations. I remember flipping through these too. When you didn't get the one you wanted, you were kicking yourself. Let's get back to the early ones here. I want to try like the number 3. And there we go. Let's try. We'll try that one. I mean, look at the size of your ship. It's a monster. I remember after playing this at home, I never played this back in the arcade because the home version is hundreds of times better. Just because you can do so much more stuff. Look at this. Look at the shots. I mean, they're like heat seekers, man. Oh. Yeah. You got to get these early guys or you're screwed. I've done everything wrong. You want to clip these guys on one side or the other right away. Got him. Oh, I thought I would get him that time. Here they come. Oh! There it is. Ha ha! Nice. Don't sleep on Space Invaders, ladies and gentlemen. This one is a lot of fun. And totally playable in 2023. I mean, this plays fine. Oh, I'm not good at it, but... Oh, boy. There go my shields. Oh. There it is. I won't bore you with any more Space Invaders, but Space Invaders. I can't stress that one enough. I told myself, you're going to play Space Invaders tonight. You got to get a little bit of that in. So, getting back to our list here of games from 79. I want to make sure, but yes, Superman, September of 79. So let's give that one a whirl. It's funny, I remember my buddy had that one, but I was never any good at it. I could never figure out exactly what to do. So maybe somebody can give me some guidance here. Superman's had a bad go of it when it comes to gaming. I never thought he did great. Superman, I don't think there's a ton of variants in this. Let's see here. I could be wrong. It's one player. I don't think there's any variants in it, actually. So let's fire it up. Here's Superman. He starts off as a mild-mannered Clark Kent. Oh, there you go, Boat. Well done. Look at that. It's the guy from Hero. He somehow got into the game. So now we've got to go turn him back to Superman. I think you can pick these guys up and take them to jail, as I recall. There's jail. There it was. Almost had him. That was him. Lost the ability to fly. This game, this is why I was no good at this game. It's sort of it's a pretty abstract game. Like, I'm not exact. It reminds me of something like Res of the Lost Ark or Crawl. It's just one of these, or E.T. It's hard to wrap my head around. I haven't seen Lois. Oh, God, I forgot all about that flack. Yeah. Was that her? No, that's a bad guy. I don't know, Boat. See you later, Pix. I think that's bad, not good. Tell him we said hi, Pix. I think that's trying to give me a hint. Okay. There she is. Now we're back. You, geek. Go to the slam, son. I think you have to arrest all of Lex's guys before you can arrest Lex. Is that how that works? I didn't mean to pick her up. You stupid geek. Come here. There you go. Oh, yeah. Restore the bridge. Ah. I remember that. Oh, like, stupid kryptonite. You screwed me again. There she is. Lois, why are you hanging around the jail, man? Oh, God. Well, I'm sure you're cringing at my efforts here. This is not one I was ever played a lot. I mean, we had a copy. Oh, dadgummit. Where did that come from? This is a high concept game right here. Oh! I guess it can't make you even less powerful. All right, screw this game. Head over that one. There's your Superman. everybody. Tough game. I didn't get it then, and I don't get it now. But if Jack Flack gets it, he's the guy to talk to on that one. Too hard for me. My brain, I couldn't wrap my brain around that one. All right, I want to try one more here in 79. We're gonna move back here a bit. Another sports title. I remember really liking this game. I'm gonna see if I'm just insane or not. It's a little bowling action. I remember playing this a lot back in the day. So, yeah, now you tell me. So, this is the old bowling here. Let's see if we can give it a shot here. Believe you can control the ball once you let her go. Yeah. Oh, boy. Let's try that again. Look at how bow-legged I am. Get a good curve on this sucker. Too much of a curve. I remember thinking... I remember thinking how great the graphics were and how realistic your dude looked in this. God, so amazed at the incredible fidelity of the man. I picked up the spare. Let's get a strike here. Man, the timing on this is tough. I know when I say stuff like that, I mean, I swear to God, I feel like an idiot. But, I mean, times have changed so much, you know. Oh. See if we can pick that spare up. I'm already way better at this than I am real bowling. This was quite the boon, though, because, I mean, it's keeping score the whole 9 yards. This was the Wii bowling of its day. Oh, dadgummit. There it is. Look at that. Finally, I'm on the board. Yeah, Ricky. This is old CS. Real old. Oh, how's that possible? I got to break 100 here. There it is. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Oh! I can do this. I can do this. I did it. Bam. Not bad. Not bad at all for giving my... Oh! I couldn't pick it up. There you go. I bowled a 124. I actually enjoyed that, too. That's fun. No, it's not good to be startled about how much you enjoy playing games on your stream, but I am. They're fun. So, we're moving into 1980. Holy smokes. What a year they had. That was a heck of a year. There's so many good ones to choose from here. Let's have a look. 1980. We've got to try. We've got to try one of the top games of that year. Oh, no. Hold on a second here. Boat's little joystick, the lid came off. 1 year before you were born, Boat. My God, the things I did before you were even born. That's baffling to me. Good God. I'm old, folks. That's something else that when this thing's come out, it hits close to home. Let's put it that way. So we're going to try the old standard that came out in 1980. It's a good old-fashioned Missile Command. It's a great game. This was great in the arcade. A lot of fun. You could spend a lifetime trying to master it. Plus, the message hits home. Now, the Atari version, of course, is quite a bit different from the arcade. You've only got your one base. This is one area where the Coco had a great version of this. It's called Polaris, and it lets you shoot from all the bases. Also, we actually had a crosshairs as opposed to a cursor. It still was fun. And the arcade version of this, holy smokes. The cabinet and everything is just so good. The key to this game is to try to get these, is to try to match these things up and not use all your bullets right away. Of course, you've also got to be quick. I will say this is quite forgiving. Because I've been quite a bit off on these, and it's actually been pretty forgiving of the, that ain't good. I'm going to lose a city right here. Already. It's fun to watch a real excellent player play this. I didn't save it, I'm afraid. Here we go. Now it starts. Now we're going to school. Also, this is a great game. This is the perennial trackball game. It's so good. I'd say this and Marble Madness are your two top trackball games. This ain't good. Oh, man, that would have been bad times right there. You don't want to lose bullets. Boat, I will say your stick is working quite well. You did excellent work, Boat. If you missed the beginning of the stream, I'm playing with the stick that Boat built for me. I'll hold it up again here. This is isn't that beautiful? Uh-oh, got to get back to it here. It's funny, as these things get faster, it's actually a little easier to shoot them. Because you could be way off. You could lead them by quite a bit. Oh, I didn't get that one. I should be getting a bonus city pretty soon. There we go. Sorry, Flack. By the way, this game right here, when someone's like, "Oh, that's old Atari games," that's unplayable garbage. They look bad. And they sound dumb. First of all, beat them mercilessly, and then show them this game. Perfect example, but totally. I mean, it never was improved on that much. They did a good job with what they had. Oh no! Where's my bonus cities? Well, we're not in a good spot here. This is where you just start shooting. Oh, smart bomb. These little scumbags. One of the problems with not having multiple cities is it takes forever for your missiles to get anywhere. Like, look how far I've got to go. Thank God that missed. Yeah, you did good work, Boat. Look at that. Double trouble, brother. They're going right after my towns. This is going to be close. Oh, no. By God, I'm going to guard this town like grim death. You'll never take Hurricane. This is a straight-up game right there. That's the sound I wanted to hear. The random noise of a city. Oh, no. No, no. I feel like this is a pretty good accounting, all things considered. Yeah, eat it. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to school. Not this time. Yeah. I still got it, brother. Yeah, they better be genuine Sanwa parts, Boat. I won't use anything less. Oh, no! Ah! Oh, no! Boat, you tricked me! These stupid non-Sanwa parts have screwed me again. Man, if I don't get a bonus city, I'm boned right here. Might as well use all my bullets. Oh. Yes! Give me one close. Oh, no! No! Oh. My God, I'm going to take him down with me. Bam! There it was. I'm pretty happy with that, if I'm honest. Not bad. Not bad. Hurricane did, in fact, get nuked. It had to happen eventually, man. You know, yeah, that's the one thing it doesn't have is the cool ending that the arcade has, which I've always enjoyed. Let's see what else we can come up with from 78 here. Or, excuse me, from 80. I've knocked this back 2 years. So, gosh, it's funny there wasn't a ton of stuff released. In fact, it's funny. I'm looking at the official list here according to Wiki. Let me jigger this here. That's a great say. I know stuff came out. So, we've got some pretty decent stuff here. I'm trying to see some stuff we don't need the. Oh, here we go. We got to try this. So, I know a lot of you European folks. You guys love your soccer. And over here, there's only one name in soccer. That's Pele. You know, Pele. Let's see if we've got Pele soccer here. It may just be called soccer. Uh-oh. Wrong game. My bad. We got to try soccer, though. It's funny. Pele, I mean, for the longest time, was the only guy I'd ever heard of that had anything to do with soccer. It's funny, I don't have soccer on here. I guess we won't be looking at Pele soccer. Sorry, everybody. We'll have to look at, instead, we're going to look at steeplechase. Let's have a look at that. That one I remember. I bet I would bet anything that Pele game has been changed. The name has been changed. It's funny you should mention that, Buck. It's hilarious you should mention that because I saw that movie many times on HBO at my granny's house, and that's one of the ways I knew who Pele was, and that's probably the only way I knew anything about soccer at all. Yeah, I could I know Pele, I know Beckham, right? That's a guy, right? Because I watched his movie, and then of course. Shaolin Soccer. Those are the only 3 soccer players I know right there. All right, so this is Steeplechase. I don't know anything about this game, but I remember the name. It says here this is one of 3 games produced exclusively for the Sears system. This is based on an arcade game, if you can believe it. Let's see what this thing's all about here. I don't know if we're going to be jumping. These horses look beat down, if I'm honest. Oh, I see. Well, that ain't good. Okay, pushing forward makes him jump. Oh! Oh, no! Come on, you stupid horse. Oh, my God. This isn't bad. Once I get used to it. You have to jump at the last second. There may be different ways to jump here. I'm going to try it here. Mr. Shaolin Soccer. Okay, let's try that again. Let's go back to 1. All right, here we go. Oh. Hey, I got one. By the way, I should mention I'm the tan one. I guess you kind of probably figured that out already. God, I am horrible at this. Oh, I thought I made that one. I've never made that big one yet. It seems like this would kill the horse. Wouldn't it? No, go ahead, kill them. Oh, I thought that one is so tough. Why? Oh. I'm getting dejected here. Oh. You guys are all horrible. You're horrible people. Horrible. How dare you? That right there. That was steeplechase. Hey, how often have you seen somebody stream that one? Is my question. Not that many. That's to get at least give me that. So again, we're in 80. Let's see if there's anything else I want to try out in 80. Yes, there's one more here. We got to try. I have a vague recollection of this one. I am. It's another sports title, but just barely a sport. Since we didn't get to play soccer. This is Atari. This is Atari's version of the old classic golf. The old golf game. Yeah, I don't remember that one either. I do remember that this game was just the worst. So let's see how bad it is. First, you line up your guy. And then I think you have to get pretty like this. Then this should make the whole thing go around. Yeah, it goes backwards. It's very strange. Well, we're the wrong way. And that's the end of the game. Ball in void. I don't know what you do now. Let's try that again. Is there any way to hit it the right way? That's all I want to do. Let's try doing it from down here. There we go. Okay. Oh man, it's a Pong style. Okay, we're gonna make sure we're on the other side of it here. Oh. We're gonna crush this one. Now we're gonna crush it. Thank you very much, World Class Leaderboard, Rick. You like this one, Boat? You really have to make sure you're hitting it from the right angle. We're gonna eat tappa tappa tappa. Come on. Oh, close up with the green. Pretty impressive. Man, we're going to get one in. So we got to be down here, I think. No? There it is. All right, here we go. Bam! I'm going to try one more now that I know the rules. Come on, this would have been amazing back in the day. They always said this thing was programmed to play one game. I don't want that. There we go. That's what we want. Oh, you can go through the void. Okay, now that we know that, we can't get stuck in the void. Then we're boned. Okay, that's what we want right there. I'm going to crush this one. Oh, man. See, this seems like a game flaw to me. Hey, there it is. All right. Oh, man. Come on. Oh! Here we go. Yeah, no kidding, Bo. You might be right, man. I'm timid though because of the. You see, that's why I need to be hitting the ball a lot harder. But I'm afraid, dumb things will happen. Bam! There it is. I like that. Now that would be a great game for like Amigathon or Thanks for Giving. Just something you have to play 9 holes. You have to. That would be fun. That would be. You have to beat through the front 9. Otherwise, you're disqualified. Let's move on into 1981. 1981. 81. Man, God, everything in 81 is solid gold money. We're going to start off with, let's see here. Listen, there's a game we got to play because it's sort of mandatory. So we're just going to go ahead and get it out of the way. It was released in 91. I'm sure everyone here can guess it. And I'll talk about it a little bit. And this is the game that was reviled and mocked. It's the old school Pac-Man. It's Pac-Man. Now, I will tell you, when this came out, we were disappointed, frankly. I mean, we were disappointed. Everyone was disappointed with the way this game turned out. So, I'm sure someone somewhere might say, like, oh, people were happy with it. Now, with that much said, did we play the crap out of this game? Yes. I played this game about 1 million, billion times over the years. Again, this is one my neighbor had. We got a lot of these games after the Atari was long gone. We were getting everything on, like, mega cutout. But this one people were waiting on. And when it came out, I mean, well, there it is. It's just not very good. It's quite bad, frankly. And what made it worse, I mean, I can deal with the noise, or I can deal with the fact that you can't generate dots, but what made it bad is just the ghosts. The ghosts suck. Look, I mean, you can't hardly tell that they're able to be eaten. It sucked. It ruined the game. It was easier to tell on an actual, like a television than it is on here, is what the ghosts are. I don't recall this thing having a lot of different game. Yeah. Those are your different levels. Let's try what 8. Let's see what 8 is. You can see 1 or 2 player. I don't know if this is difficulty or what it is. Of course, the sound effects in this also became iconic, and you can hear them in all sorts of stuff. This was like, the noise from this game was another thing I saw in all sorts of movies and TV shows over and over the years. I'm pretty sure I also heard these in, like, Naked Gun or Airplane. Let's see what happens when I eat an Energizer. Let's get one of them up here. They probably turn back super quick. Pop and Wop. We used to make fun of the sound effects. Like, really, this is one game where, like, everyone's memory of the game is correct. We mocked it. We thought it sucked. It was no good. I did see on here, you know, let me look here. I'm sort of violating my own rule. But let's see what they could have. I saw it right here. Let's see what they could have done if they'd taken the notion to at least sort of tried. This is called Pac-Man 4K. Let's have a go at this. That's already leagues better. Yeah. So this tells you that yes, this thing is capable of putting on a Pac-Man-like performance. I don't like the Energizer, but look how much better the ghosts look. You can tell they've turned. They literally changed color and shape. What's up, Scooby? What's up, El Curtis boy? All hail. I'm not sure when this was, who did this or when it was released, but this is leagues better. And of course, everyone knows Miss Pac-Man was released for this system, and it was also way better. Basically, the guy that did Pac-Man didn't have an ET schedule, but he had a schedule where he was under the gun. He didn't know, and he had to get done. And he had to get done quick. I will say that I believe that the guy that made Pac-Man, I don't recall his name, he made the most money of anyone like off of games at Atari. Like, he made the most. Because he got a piece of the action. And this thing did sell. I can tell you that right now. There's no doubt about that. It sold like gangbusters. So, you know, it's another game. Everyone that had an Atari, everyone had that game. Every single person. You had to have it. 82. Well, golly, Neds. I mean, I'm looking at the list here. You had seminal titles like Star Raiders, which was great. Berserk, Defender. You had the Sword Quests came out in 82. E.T. This is one we've got to try. It's one of my personal favorites. Those are all, well, not E.T. E.T. was not that good. But I thought this was a really fun game right here. I remember playing this one a lot. It's called Vanguard, based on the arcade game. Let's give this one a whirl. Anybody played this one? This is one where you actually can fly in all directions. This sort of reminds me of that Lasergate game, Boat. I will say that the Atari computer version of this was like really good. I didn't like the Sword Quest games either. I mean, I liked the concept of it, but in terms of the fun of them, they were a mixed bag. I got lucky there. This is a pretty advanced game for the Atari. I mean, look at the scrolling on it, shoot. If I could get off this level, it's also got different levels. God bless America. Man, it's another one I spent a lot of time playing back in the day. You couldn't tell by the way I'm playing it now. You can sure tell that I haven't played these games for a long time. I will say I love playing these with... Oh, look at that. That's something we haven't seen yet. Continue feature. Kind of cool. I don't even remember that. It's funny, you've got so many choices and directions to shoot that's actually sort of overwhelming. Here we go. Now, see, now you look at this. It's like a separate game here. Seems like there's a way to play this where, like, you can use one of the joysticks to shoot and the other one to play the game. And I remember about teaming up with my buddy on this. That may have been on the computer, though. There could be a thing on there that's like this. Yeah. Shoot. You sort of just have to make yourself a spot. Ah. What if I could just stay here? See what happens if I just do that. I get energy every time I shoot somebody, so I guess that's... So what have we learned here? Patience is the key. Not my strong suit. Let's see something here. Yeah. All right. So you have to point your joystick in the direction you're shooting, and so that makes it hard to keep your spot, I guess. Maybe I'm almost off here. Good grief. Yes. This is the pointy land. Anybody have any memories of this particular game? I'll move on after this one. I just had to get a few of them in. You know, it's funny. I did a live stream with Atari. I've done a couple of them over the years. And every time I do them, I'm like, oh boy, this might be tough to get through. And every time I do it, I have so much fun that I've always like playing for too long for me, because I usually like the rapid fire. So that one's Vanguard, a real fun game. Let me see if there's anything else that we need to look at here in 70 or in 82. 82 had like the real sports games, just a lot of really good stuff. Berserk, the Atari version of Berserk is quite good. Let's move into 83 here. Just for fun, since we played Pac-Man, let's have a look at Miss Pac-Man and see how that looks, and see how much they improved it in just a year. I mean, I remember thinking, my God, this is so much better, but is it really that much better? Is the question I pose here. Let's find out. Well, the sound is already a lot better. The ghosts have different colors. That's nice. I get the feeling that they took more time. Sounds like they're playing Guzzler instead of... But yeah, this is lots better. I guess there were some obstacles they just couldn't get around when it came to those dots. It's got the cherries. I think everyone will agree that Miss Pac-Man was a lot better than Pac-Man. You know, the fellows that put this together, I'm sure most of you know the story, but this was originally like basically going to be an illegal kit for Pac-Man to upgrade it. And so I can't recall the exact name of it. It was like Otto's Revenge or some kind of crap. And like Atari's like super litigious. And they were like, you know, we could sue these guys, but like this crap's so good that maybe we should like go in with them. And they did. And the rest is history. they basically bought these guys out, and these guys went to the money bank. It's got the multiple tunnels that go sideways in this one, which is nice. I'm assuming this does not have the intermissions, but that would be cool if they did. Barely. Should I try to get through this and see if we can see an intermission? I don't think there is one, but we'll try. Those intermissions seem cute, but like back in the day, that we were all like amazed. That's another thing. It's like, oh my god, that's cool. They put a little cartoon in there. Ah! You know, I see Rob Flack O'Hare is in the mix here. Rob, I want to mention to you, last weekend I could have really used some of that straight up Wolfman Flack's music hour. I hope those aren't gone forever. I was really enjoying those. I sort of took you away from that when we were doing Conversations with the Dark Side, but I hope you get back into it at some point. Trying to get as many of these dots as I can. Oh! No! Oh, dadgummit. Well, no intermission for us, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Anyway, pretty good. Pretty good little game there, if you're into that sort of thing. So let's get into something a little less packy, and a little more wacky. 83 had another one of my faves. I gotta see what I vaguely recall playing this on the Atari, but we're gonna try it out. I was a big fan of this one in the arcade. A big fan. Let me see if we can find it here. There it is. This game is an arcade game called Phoenix. I loved Phoenix in the arcade. It was so good. And it had awesome tunes as well. You know, that's what made it a lot of fun. Let's give this a whirl here. This one doesn't... Oh, shoot. Right out of the gate. This is a lot quicker than Phoenix, I can tell you. There we go. If you ever played Demon Attack and thought to yourself, this is awesome, I wonder where they get this idea. Demon Attack was like a very cool version of Phoenix, basically. Where they sort of improved it in a lot of ways, but they totally ripped it off. Dadgummit. I literally moved the joystick off the table right there. So right here, yeah. Now in the arcade, these things start up as like eggs. Not so much here. So that's kind of a bummer because it was always kind of fun to see how many of these things you could kill. Whoa, that went right through me. Before they turn into birds. Also, you'll notice if you clip their wings, they'll grow them back. Man, these guys are not messing around. I'm kind of wondering how many levels they put in here. There should be 2 levels of these, and then you get to the mothership. Phoenix had really cool scrolling backgrounds. Phoenix, this is more like Phoenix is like a Space Invaders or Galaga. Like, because in Phoenix, you were actually flying around in space. You weren't on a planet. I guess they worked within the limitations. What they had to offer. Got an extra man. I'm probably going to need him. These guys are smart. They'll come right after you. Well, here's where the mothership should be. And there it is. I'll be darned. So in the arcade version of this, you'd want to clip out the weakest part right here, where the shield was the smallest. So now we've taken away that inner shield. Now we need to work on the big shield. But that puts you in the line of fire. This guy, did I get him? I got him, and he got me. Who died first? I guess me. There you go. So that was Phoenix. Another one released in '83. Great game. I recommend the arcade version, frankly, but that's not bad. I mean, I was happy to have it back in the day. So, let's try one more from 83 here. We got Rubik's Cube. Oh, God. I always wondered why they released that. Centipede. Jungle Hunt. Great one. Kangaroo. Great. Dig Dug. God. Joust. Moon Patrol. Crawl. I mean, God, so many good ones. Just for fun, since it's unusual, this was also released in 93. It always amuses people that it's on here. And we're going to try it. And it's called The Mario Brothers. You may have heard of it. Atari and Nintendo, you know, Atari had Nintendo's game come over, and it stayed on the system for a while. 7800 has a version of this as well. So, let's see here. Look at that. Oh, that ain't good. Man, that thing's fast. So, just like you would expect, you run under them. You see that weird looking shape? That's a coin. If you can believe it. Look how quick those turtles get up, man. Oh, that's unbelievable timing right there. He stayed on his back forever. And, of course, this thing is the Big Bang. This is not bad. It really isn't bad. Dadgummit, man, that fireball is dynamite. I'm going to try that again. I love the Marios up there. They look like airplanes, the little faces. I think they got that fireball coming out a little bit too much and a little bit too hot. That brown thing's more money. There it is. I'm not falling for this turtle again. You can't really knock the turtles off the side like you're used to. At least I can't. Dadgummit. I mean, again, it's not bad. I don't think you can kill the fireball. I want to see if they've got anything past the turtles. It's been lots of places I don't remember. Some of that money's dirty. Dirty money. Oh, God! I mean, that guy stands up quick. Now, this should be the bonus stage. Yep, it's here. It's going to be close. There it is. Yeah. And so now we've got the crabs. They were good. They make an ointment for that. Oh, man, you don't get a second chance. He didn't knock him back at all. Got him quick. You have to be real quick. You can get him. Oh, man. Well, they get him in time. Get paid. I think I can get this guy. Oh, God, I thought he was already fast. Oh! I'm going through my guys like they're going out of style. So he's in last one mode, which means he's fast by default. So you need to make him double fast. See that? Jeez. I'll just wait up here, thanks. Oh, oh God. Why? Why did I have to do him again? Okay. Super freaking crab boy. Come here, Krabby. Yeah. I'll cheat. No. Oh! Unbelievable. This guy is indestructible crab. Uh-oh. Man, Yes! Screw you! Jiminy Christmas. See you, boat. Okay. You gotta be real quick. You can get him. Come here. Give him weird money. There we go. I mean, this is pretty faithful to the arcade. I mean, as best they could. I don't want to get in the same position I was last game. Oh, here he comes. Super Crab. Crab of Death. Bam! Oh, here come the... Oh, okay, so there are the flies. They're there. I doubt I ever got this far as a kid, but I played this a lot of... You know, Boat owns the actual arcade game for this, so... Got a lot of games in over there. Oh, crap. There we go. Thank God he only takes one shot. Hey, all right. Now we should get one more round, and we should get a bonus stage, and we should get my pal back. Ah, that is the worst luck right there. That's it. Oh, no. Surely I don't have 7. I got 7 players left. Oh, no. I guess not. There you go. Yeah, Soup. Hey, what's going on, Soup? Yes, we're playing games on the 2600. We just finished looking at 1983. We're not going to get through all the lifespan of this bad boy tonight, but we're going to get through some of it. So let's move along to 84. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, man. We're going to try... Oh, okay. So we're going to... It's 84. That means we're going to try a little something called Pingo. Let's have a look at the Pingo on here. See if it's any good. I was a big fan of this new arcade. It was so great to be able to play stuff in the arcade at home back in the day. It was another big draw, obviously. Let's see here. Oh, well, look at that. I don't have that in my collection. That's crazy. I'm surprised. Well, then let's look at, wow, Asterix had a game. We got to see what that looks like. I know the European folks are into him. Let's see if I've got that one. I make no promises. Here it is. This could be nothing to do with the actual character. Nope, there he is. So let me clue you guys in here. This is Asterix, which I'm reading here, according to Wiki, that this is the same as Taz, with a different character set for Taz. So I guess you guys got Asterix, so we got Taz over here. We're supposed to guide Asterix in between the lines to eat the hamburgers and avoid the dynamite. In this case, I think we're supposed to get something else. Let's give this a shot. We'll figure it out when we get there. Oops. This one doesn't want to start. So I had to hit the button to start it. There it is. Okay, I can eat the pots, but not the harps. Oh, God. This is going to be tricky. Oh, God. Oh! It's easy to go too far. It's a point press game for sure. Because, I mean, clearly you'd be better off just waiting in a lane. But you want those points. Getting the hang of it. My last man here. I'm assuming people in Europe knew who the Tasmanian Devil was, didn't they? Is that just me? Yeah, I thought you did. Do you know who Asterix is? Like, what country is he from? I've played his games from the MAME, and I've played him some other stuff. I know he's in comics. He must be a pretty big deal. France, eh? I remember Taz had a video game, but I don't ever remember playing it. And now I can see why. Because I wouldn't call this a riveting gameplay. Oh! There it was. Oh, hold on a second, everybody. I think my cat's stuck. Give me 2 seconds. Did you get in? Sorry, your mom locked the door. Can you close that? All right, crisis averted, everybody. Let's go for one more year here. Let's see what we can do. We do not want to go out on that one. So, 84, and we're getting into the year where games are coming with a great deal less frequency. Looks like there were only about, 10 games. So, let's try one from, we're going to go to 86. This is a good one. If you haven't seen it, let me load her up here. Good one to end on, I think. I always thought this particular game showed off what really could be done with this machine if you had the right programmer and the right amount of time to do it. And this is a game called Solaris. You see Dave Neubauer. I did this one. So, first of all, look at that. First, you got to launch here. So, if you've ever played Star Raiders, this is sort of similar. We're going to jump over to this star base here. I love the way this looked. So cool. Now, you can see we've got a fully functional radar down there that's got our target in it. We're going to try to come up on it here. It's the Cylon style base star. There we go. Look at the various planets that whiz by. That's right, dude. Time for a jump. You don't want to get hit by these planets on your way out the door. There we go. And what was neat about this game is you actually would go into space, you come back down on the planet. There's rescue missions. We'll try one of those here in a moment. I mean, I thought this is a real top shelf title. I mean, this is one of your better games on the system, in my opinion. Another one of these suckers. Where am I? So you can see the places you can and you can't go. Oh, yeah, Soup. It's incredibly impressive for what you've got to offer. So here we go in this area. See, there's a guy right there. You're going to want to rescue these guys. Let me try to get one. Shoot. I just blew up the planet. Sorry, guys. You have to actually lower down and you have to get them. It's a big jump here. And see, the whole time you've got fuel you've got to monitor. Oh, man. See, my ship's in rough shape. There's another base star. Who remembers the assistant to Boltar that was in that show? Do you remember the assistant's name? And if you can double score, if you could talk about his most incredible features on the show. No, you're close, Scooby. Yes, sort of, but he had a name. Someone's going to know this without looking it up. Okay, I'm going to tell you in about 5 seconds. He had two eyes he had the double Cylon eyes. His name was Lucifer. Lucifer was that guy's name. I mean, come on. That's your assistant? Not too bad. So, there you go. I used to watch the original show quite a bit back in the day, for better or for worse. Take off. So we'll call it there, everybody. It's a couple hours of Atari 2600 on the patented boat stick. I'm going to hold this thing up one more time to show you the awesomeness of it. Look at that thing. That's what I've been playing on tonight. You know, that's awesome. Boat did a really good job on that joystick. It's a precious treasure that I break out for events like this. Just a quick note. ARG will be a little late tomorrow, probably tomorrow evening or maybe even Monday. I'm going to be out of, or excuse me, not tomorrow, but Sunday. I'm going to be out of town for a little while. But we'll be back with the Atari ST show, I should say, not ARG. And we'll be looking at Black Lamp. So if you want to give that a whirl before we do it, we'd love to have some reviews from you guys. Thanks, as always, to everyone for chatting. I hope you everybody had a good time. And we'll catch you guys again on the flip side. Until next time, make sure you play your Atari today. Do it.